And on this episode, we're actually going to talk about religion and God just a little bit. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You got to be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. I think a common theme for a lot of human beings, oddly enough, or this is just maybe you've had different experiences or you believe in something else, or I noticed that young people take on a religious role. I'm sure a lot to do with how their parents are approaching it. And then you go through another stage where you're not very religious, you're not sure, you're questioning a lot of things, you're kind of taking on the role of a philosopher, trying to make your own opinions in this wild world. And then reconnecting with maybe some of your old beliefs, and this would be stage 3, reconnecting with some of your old beliefs and seeing where things you've learned along the way mix and match into what you believe today, or you just get back into religion in general. But yeah, we're going to talk about my own personal beliefs on God and religion and see if we can kind of make a little more sense of it. So let's get right to it. Let's get to the notes. I'm going to run through these. These are the stages of my own belief system within religion, how I've found a lot of peace. And there's 3 stages: heaven or hell. When I was younger, I used to believe it. I did believe in God, and I used to think like, okay, if I don't believe in this very particular structure, I'm probably going to hell, and that's not a good thing. And that drove me to want to be better. And well, it kind of brought a little more fear into my life, more than anything, more than maybe some of the positive stuff. But in the first, it was a very like straight line, like this is the answer. All other answers are wrong. So thinking of it like it is my way or it is completely incorrect. That's more of the point I'm trying to make. So for me, and then it molded into, I don't believe in anything at all. I don't believe at all. So at first I was like, okay, this has got to be right. God, man on a cloud, he created everything. The story, it has to be true. And if I don't do this, then I have the punishment and consequence for my sins to go to hell. And I didn't, after I started reading a few books, I went off to school, I started just talking to other people on their opinions about it. And then I turned into completely agnostic, where it's like, okay, I don't believe in anything at all. So I went to, okay, now that I don't believe at all, then I kind of felt almost like powerless. And I kind of felt, when I was talking to some other friends and other people who were a little more spiritual or a little more religious, I felt like they had something I didn't. And then I started reading more into philosophy. And I was like, okay, well, it seems like there is something very powerful spiritually when you're able to push off the burden and the pressure of what we believe is suffering. So we have this pain, we have this weight of, oh, I want to do all the stuff in my life. I want to show up. I want to feel the best. Or maybe right now I don't feel very good and I want to pray, or I just want to feel better in general. The second feeling, I don't believe in anything at all, it felt very lonely and it didn't feel very good. I was like, okay, I want to learn more about it. So I started studying a few other religions, actually a little more on Christianity, a little more on Buddhism. Those are the 2 that I like more than anything. Or even maybe kind of learning more about the Prophet and Muhammad And kind of coming all together back for this is more so what I believe now today is that that God is a feeling. And this is also from, I really like Eckhart Tolle's definition of God, and he talks a lot about that in The Power of Now. And the definition of God for me today is this feeling of being in the present moment, the feeling of being very light, the feeling of being here right now, not running to the next thing, not running to the next thing, but the blissfulness and the quiet and the presence of feeling it right here, right now has been very powerful and forgiving for me. Again, like this morning, I wanted to get up. I didn't have my content written. I didn't have my stuff organized. I didn't have anything set out. So I wanted to get up at 5:15 this morning. Alarm clock doesn't go off until 6:40. And I'm just like running around like a madman. I'm feeling very frustrated. And then I stop and I breathe for just 2 seconds. And then it kind of gives me this coating feeling of relaxation to pull me back to be right here, right now. And that is what I've attributed to God personally, is this feeling of presence, this feeling of connecting with myself. It's still, I know it's 7 a.m. on after Easter Sunday, so a lot of us are probably feeling a little slow right now. But there's something very wild about just the human experience. The fact that you woke up this morning after just completely being unconscious for a period of time, the fact that you got up and you have the chance to get up and that you can feel everything from like the chalk I'm touching to the chalkboard, like the fact that you have this ability, it almost seems like there has, like, for this consciousness stuff, like there has to be some greater being. And maybe there doesn't. Maybe the consciousness is the being. Maybe the consciousness is the gift that we get to cherish and enjoy. Thanks for staying with me. I know this stuff can be deep, but this stuff can also be very, very powerful. And I think everyone needs to find their own thing. So maybe that it would be the bonus is, so finding yours. Like, where's your peace? Where is your spirituality? How can that play in for you? And then trying to continue to stay open-minded. Open-mindedness is a very powerful trait for people. So continue to stay open-minded. Staying open. This can allow us to, I'm not saying one of these is right. And I'm not saying one of these is wrong, but if it makes you feel better, if it makes you engage with yourself, if it makes you sit in the present moment, if it can help calm your temper down, if it can make you feel better when you're feeling ill, or mourn when someone else is sick or hurt or dying or something, or just dealing with the chaos and suffering of life, if we can use something like God to be able to handle these situations, be better people, to enjoy ourselves, then I think that's a powerful term that we should all engage in. They talk about mental, physical, spiritual health all the time. And spiritual health, it was always something that I was like, it's kind of weird, woo-woo, not getting into that, no thank you, not doing the church thing. And then I started seeing what this actually does for people. And I was like, okay, they're coming together. It's bringing them a sense of peace. But my definition doesn't have to be your definition. My definition has come to this feeling, this connecting with the present moment and a total relaxation of the mind and the body working together as one unit. That's what I believe God is. So I'm curious to what your beliefs are. I'm curious to what's one thing you could do this week to gauge in your spirituality. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp, where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward to take the right and proper actions to become happier and more productive, guaranteed, or our money back.